I have a question about Revelation chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. This is what it reads. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars, and she was with child. I understand many question the identity of this woman. Some say that it is Mary, that is Miriam, Jesus' mother. Others say that this woman represents the church. Of course, I've also heard that this woman symbolizes Israel. How might we come up with the right answer? Thank you.
Thank you for this question. Who is this woman who is actually in labor and who will give birth to a son who will be actually the Messiah? Because it says that he will rule the nation with the rod of iron, as we read in verse 5. Since the child will rule the nation with the rod of iron, as prophesied in Psalm chapter 2, verse 9, the child is the Messiah. So if the child is the Messiah, who then is the woman? Many say it is the church. The woman could not be the church because the church did not give birth to Jesus. The church came after the birth of Yeshua. Others say it is Miriam or Mary, the mother of Jesus. Mary does not fit the context. We know that she never underwent persecution for 1260 days or 32 months, as it is written in verse that is 6. And there is no future prophecies concerning her in particular. Who then is the woman? Let us dig into the Bible, for the Bible interprets itself. Let us first see how the woman is clothed. It says, with the sun, the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars. Then we are told that she was with child. There is another Bible passage which has the same elements and indicates to us that the woman is Israel, which fits again very well the context of Revelation. Jacob, back in Genesis, is the one who actually gives us the interpretation for this passage in Revelation. We find this passage in Genesis chapter 37, verse 9, that is. This is when Joseph had a dream. See how he relates it to his 11 brothers and to his father Jacob.
Look, I have dreamed another dream, and this time the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars bowed down to me.
We find in his dream the same elements which we have in Revelation 12, the sun, the moon, with the stars. After Joseph told the dream to his brothers, they were not able to understand it. Jacob heard it, understood it. See what he told Joseph. There we find the explanation for us. It is in the next verse in Genesis.
What is this dream that you have dreamed? Shall your mother and I and your brothers indeed come to bow down to the earth before you?
It is right here where Jacob interpreted the dream for us and also pointed forward to the symbol of the woman in Revelation 12. From that passage, we understand that the sun is Jacob, the moon is Rachel, his wife, and the 11 stars are his brothers. And with Joseph, they will make 12 stars, as we read it in Revelation. Binding up to bring us to the root of the nations of Israel's formation. The dream then is about Israel, represented by the woman in Revelation 12. The woman identified as Israel plays a major role in the end times. It is again her during the tribulation that the Antichrist will rage much of his terror. It is this woman who he is wanting to annihilate. Another indication that the woman is Israel is the mention of the angel Michael. Only 3 angels are mentioned by name in the Bible: Michael, Gabriel, and Satan himself. But why is Michael named here? He is the one we have met in the book of Daniel, the archangel whose ministry is declared to be to stand guard over the nation of Israel. His name is Michael. His power and strength not only match but surpasses that of the fallen one, for it is Michael who will win the war against Satan. We read in verses 7, 8 that he wages war with Satan and wins the war. If Miriam was the woman, should we not have read about the angel Gabriel, since Gabriel is associated with Miriam in the Gospels? The angel connected to Israel, and on the other hand is Michael, who is mentioned in this verse of Revelation 12. And one more point. See how the woman is introduced to us. In verse 1, a great sign appeared in heaven. The word sign in Revelation describes a miracle, a special sign. Israel is seen here as a wonder and a miracle during the tribulation times, especially when it concerns her past, her present, and future survival. And while the nation of Israel is today a miracle concerning her survival in the midst of so many enemies, and in a world that is turned against her, Israel will be that great sign and such a miracle of survival in the tribulation time as well. In many ways, these first words are a declaration of the victory for Israel through the 144,000 who are all from the Israel, and of course the two witnesses. In many ways, these first words are a declaration of her victory. These are some of the arguments that can be made concerning the identity of the woman. For further information, you can go to the study of Revelation chapter 12.